In this video, we're going to deal with time shifts. It's a type of shift, and the signal word is something like once, where you know that this word is going to pit two times against each other. That is the past and the present. So at one time, regarded as an anomaly. So you can see right here that something was once regarded as an anomaly, but now it's going to be seen as something that is the opposite of anomaly. And that's how this functions. So some interesting or some key words in terms of time shifts you want to look out for. Of course, here we have once. You can have words like at first. So at first, regarded as an anomaly, the 50 home run season has become, and it would be the exact same sentence. So of course, once you recognize that you're dealing with the time shift, of course, you want to break down a sentence, simplify it if you have to. This is probably an easy sentence, so you just really want to go here, hone in on the keyword anomaly, come up with the opposite of anomaly, and we look here through the answers. Which one is the opposite of anomaly? If you're not sure what anomaly means, you may know the word anomalous, which comes from the word normal. Interesting enough. And you put the A in front of it, means not. So the opposite of normal or typical. And so we're going for a word, something that is not typical. The opposite would simply be typical. And that's all we have to do to solve a time shift. So again, look for that keyword. Here's the comma. The shift happens then after the comma. We oppose the keyword. We got typical. So let's try another one. Maybe one slightly harder. And in this case, you don't see once, but you see the word initially. So that's another possible word. But again, it's doing the exact same thing as once or any of these other time shifts below. So initially deemed, let's read this one, an affront to Taipei's skyline, the Taipei 101 building is no longer considered a blank. Indeed, many residents contend that without the building, the harmony of the skyline would be broken. So we, of course, want to break down the sentence, and we see at this first part with the initially, it was seen as an affront. So you need to know this word. And it's something that could be defined more or less as an insult. Something that's an insult to Taipei skyline is this building. And now if you look at the next part here, it says it is no longer considered a blank. So we found this keyword here, which was affront, but is no longer considered an affront. And so though we have this shift here, notice the words no longer show that it has changed, but the word we actually want in the blank is the same. So it was once deemed as something that's ugly, but it's no longer, there's the time shift, considered ugly. And you can even put ugly as a good word here to use, or ugliness in terms of parts of speech. So of course that doesn't really make sense, ugliness, but it's the idea of the connotation, what the word means. We want something that's ugly. So we look down here at the answers, and what do we have? Well, eyesore. If something is an eyesore, that's sore to your eyes, it could be ugly. So if you're not 100% sure, put a little question mark there, but that looks like it's probably the answer. Words like inconvenience don't really work in this context because you're doing something that's not pleasant to look at. It's not that it's an inconvenience. Stopgap, maybe there was a gap in the skyline beforehand and you're thinking, oh, that could be something. But again, that word does not mean ugliness or something that's an affront or an insult to one's view. Rather, stopgap is a measure or a substitute. And then we have here, get rid of C, get rid of B. We have here edifice, which is a trap answer in the sense that this Taipei 101 building is an edifice. So we're again looking for a word in the blank. That means something that's ugly, unsightly, and it's definitely not benefit. And so you can see we went through the time shift, we broke down the sentence, find the keyword, we opposed the keyword here at the very end, and in opposing the keyword, we essentially came up with the same word because of this no longer considered. And of course, eyesore, something that's ugly, and there's our answer.